morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching. Figured I'd make a quick video on owning 4 Cobras in a year. Yeah, I own 4 Cobras in a year, which seems pretty crazy. Old guys scoping the car. Gotta give him some audio. But yeah, let's start right. I'll briefly show you the cars and then I'll talk about them. Yeah, maybe I want to keep it on the 85. Just not used to that power. Even with the bigger pulley on, it still pulls like it wants to kill you. Everything just starts going so fast. I'm sure the camera doesn't pick it up, but I mean, if you were in the car, it's a lot of power. A few videos I've been trying to get on the channel posted. One of them's the issues with the car. The other one's like the 4 Cobras I had that I owned in the last year. Because most people that doesn't happen to, you know. Some would say I'm indecisive, but I mean, if you watch all my videos, you can tell I was looking for a certain car. So last May, I was looking for a Terminator, and I was brand new kind of into it. I was just getting into all the Terminator sites and SVT pages. And I couldn't really find one I was looking for. I wasn't making any wanted to buy posts, but I was just looking what was for sale because that's how I thought you did it. I didn't really find anything, so I saw this nice 1993 black Cobra pop up. There was a black one and a red one. I was deciding between low mile, well, you know, 60,000 miles, 68 or something, and nice car. I think it was like advertised for 29 grand, and I only had like 26 to spend. But I like came up a little. I ended up getting this car. I figured, you know, these cars aren't going down in value, and I can enjoy this car a little bit, see what a 93 Cobra is like, and sell it and then get the Terminator when I find one. Plus my like, oh, why do they do this? Look at the dirt. Tractor life around here, I swear. Maybe I'll take a different route home. My dad had a 90s Mustang GT when I was in high school, and then he got a 95. I was always into Mustangs, always wanted one. But anyways, decided I was gonna get the best Fox body Mustang there was. I'm like, if I'm gonna get one, because I was gonna build a clone at first, and then I'm like, well, I'd like the real thing. You know, who doesn't want the real thing? So I got him down to like 29, and I ended up, or 27, and I went down. I flew down to Delaware. I flew down to like Pennsylvania and Ubered over to this guy's house with my son, and got that car, and it was nice. 93 Cobra is a great car. It's humid out. I got the AC on. I might do one pull right before my house or something and turn it off. But yeah, it was a great car. I mean, out of all the seats I've sat in my life, the 93 Cobra seats were like awesome. It's like you were sitting in a cloud. They were very soft. The suspension on a 93 Cobra is softer than your average Fox body Mustang. So it's just a better riding car. It's got a wider rear axle. It's got the turbo coupe rear axle. I know everything about those cars, but I didn't have it for long. I mean, it wasn't fast at all. It seemed quick for what it was, because even the person I sold it to said this seems quicker than what it is. Does it have like a mild cam in it? And I said, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so here was my 93 Cobra. It was actually a repaint car, but it was like he called it, the guy who I bought it from called it a glass out restore, glass out repaint, whatever you want to call it. Because, I mean, this is a no rust car. It's very well taken care of, very clean. The seats were like reconditioned in it. That's the only thing he said he did. I know, look at another car that I got that had these BF Goodrich, the KDWs or whatever. It's like that one had them, the DSG had them. Even the front tires of my Sonic Blue have them. Yeah, the interior was really clean, as you can see. I wish I could have kept that just to mess around with, because I mean it's a basic Mustang, you know. It just felt reliable and not much to it. Yeah. Sunroof car, no tint, which that was what I was going to get done next. But I always liked the Cobras. I liked how the rear bumpers came up. I liked all the little special things, the special GT40 heads on them, and yeah, this one had nice exhaust too. You can go back in some of my videos and check it out if you want. So yeah, this was the first plane ride my son has ever went on. We went to Philadelphia, then Ubered over to the guy's house with a guy who liked Mustangs. He was so pumped. If you could have seen his reaction when he pulled up, he's like, "No way, that's you?" Just driving it home, it was great. It was a good experience, just because I haven't been in a car in years and I haven't been shifting in years. So I mean, it was great to pull off and just experience something brand new to me. I'll take this side street up here. It's quiet. Funny thing is, it's like, I think I had that car for like 2 weeks before I saw, like, I wanted a Terminator Cobra and I had a few colors I was looking for. Obviously Mistachrome was out of the question for my price range. But this DSG popped up, and I think like the sale, I've made videos on it before, but he said like he was getting sick of dealing with people because it was a really nice car and couldn't even get anyone over to look at the thing, and the pictures were great. I mean, if you've seen the DSG one I had, it was a very clean car, lower mile car, had all the good tasteful mods, 2.9 Gen 2 Whipple. It made around 580 wheel horsepower at the time, and then I got it retuned just with the same setup and made like it's probably like 250 to the wheels, 260 on like a regular dyno jet. I'm in fourth already. Car makes you want to go fast, that's the problem. So I quickly like started talking to the guy and made a deal with that guy, and I kind of like had a down payment on the Terminator before I even sold the black, before I even listed the thing. I mean, that's usually how it happens with me. I find the new car before I list the other one, because I'm not trying to get rid of my car and then regret it or not find the one I want. So long story short, I made an ad for the 93 Cobra, and it was gone in like 6 hours. I mean, literally someone drove from across the state and paid me and drove it home, because there was a bunch of people interested. I think I listed it a little bit too low, which I'm kicking myself now for, but that's okay. I made it up on the other cars. Yeah, so then I got that DSG. I loved it. In the back of my head, I've always liked blue cars, and I was trying to stay away at first from getting a blue car because I knew there was a lot of people that I followed that had them, and I wasn't trying to copy anybody. I don't like to do that. Made it look really nice. here's my DSG. This is the second plane ride my son went on, and we flew in. This color was beautiful. Very pretty. I might even like it better than the Mistachrome. Just thinking back, I mean, everyone was saying, you're going to regret it when I was selling this car. And I mean, this has always been a top color for me. When I said I wanted like a Supra back in the day, I wanted it to be like a charcoal gray. And this gray was just another one of those colors that Ford hit it out of the park. You know, it looks different in different angles. If it's in the sun, it's like a lighter. All the silver chips in the paint make it look lighter. And then when the sun's not on it, it looks just gray. At night, it looks like closer to black. It did have a different hood on it. The guy said when I bought it, because it had a cowl, when he got it, and he said it was from a mineral gray car, and it didn't match, but it was pretty darn close. I think it was from a DSG car. Here it is again. I did a few wheel swaps with this one. It's the AFS wheels. Built the headlights for this one. Car wash shot. Yeah, this is, I did some mods, and if you go back on all my videos, you can see how much I did to this one, because I had to fix a fuel problem when I got it, and it happened to be like the fuel wire hats from over voltage over years from the booster pump, the Kenny Bell. So I mean, I had to go through and redo the whole fuel system. This is what it looked like when I first got it. It had the metal Steeda intake ram air thing, but I mean, all those things really do is like make your intake even hotter, because it's metal and it attracts the heat. So yeah, and this is what it looked like after I was done. It's not too many changes. I was gonna do much more, but you know, I got rid of it. Had that nice Richard Racing pulley. I have a friend who's looking for that pulley in 3.5 or 3.25, so if you have one, please message me. Yeah, and I finished it off with the CCWs. It was just a winning combination. I really wish I still had those wheels, and I'm looking for them right now for my car, so if you know anyone, let me know. The guy who I'm dealing with seems kind of flaky on the sale, so. And I'll end it out there with a shot of the DSG. 650, 660, 670. It was in that range of wheel horsepower. Pump gas, old school Gen 2 2.9 Whipple non-crusher, 80-pound injectors, dual GT super pumps, updated ones that I put in there. Then I decided, I'm just gonna get my dream color. I think, you know, I wanted a blue car, and I thought all the Mistachrome cars were like, they varied, they were like a little different, so I was like trying to find a more blue Mistachrome car, which is stupid, because I mean, a person can take a picture at that one angle all the time, so you think it's blue, but I mean, if you owned a Mistachrome, that thing changes colors all the time. It's never the same. Turn this off. never seen one in person, so I mean, to me it was probably just a blue. I thought it was a basic blue color, like a cheaper blue that, you know, I could get the paint cheap, and it was just basic. So I'm like, I'll get a cool blue car, a rare one, the Mr. Chrome. I'll try and just go all out this time. So, and I thought the seats were cool at the time. So I'll show you some pictures of the Mr. Chrome right here. So now we got the Mr. Chrome. This one I did not fly out and drive it back. I didn't even check it out in person. It was a sight unseen car. The seller did give me a lot of good pictures. Some things he missed. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it was a clean car nonetheless. Really solid. Really solid. Didn't make any creaks or anything inside where my DSG had made some interior rattle noises. I think it's been taken apart to run like speaker wires through and stuff. And some dyno mat, where this car, I don't know. You never know. But they're all different. So I tried to tell my buddy. He's like, so how did it drive feel like yours? And I'm like, no, they all drive different. And you see it was covered in salt. I was pissed at the delivery guy. Here's another picture of it with the salt. Still snow on the ground. It was February, I think, mid-February. But you can see that color on the nose of the car right here. That teal color, I don't like that. And you'll notice if you look through my Instagram pics, a lot of them are like blues. They're trying to make it look like a Sonic Blue because that's the angles I took it, because I loved it. I wish I had a remote and you could just keep it on certain colors. Like the purple looks great here, but then it goes into a color that doesn't even like clash with it, in my opinion. I don't like that. Really good looking car right here though, besides the paint. It's weird how I like grew to love it, hate it relationship. I still paint it all the time. Here's a good example of the color I don't like. But it's unique. The other thing was, I was thinking about it when I had this. I was like, it's unique, you know? What other Cobra's this color? It's a weird looking color. My dad took these pictures. These were some of my favorite pictures of the car. That tone looked pretty good, the purple to blue. I mean, it was cool. I mean, it got so much attention, that car. But it just wasn't what I really wanted. It wasn't blue enough. You know, it was more like that all the time when I drove it around in the sun. It was like a weird blue to teal. And it had the bright green calipers. I didn't do too much to it. I did a full Ram intake that was color matched that I got from my buddy Nate. I have a video on me installing that. This had a full fuel system. This one made 640 to the wheels. You know, it was a strong car. Had a Magnum transmission, which I like the T56, the regular one, more. Some people think I'm crazy, but I just like how stiff it is and robust. Plus, the Sonic I have now is the only Terminator I've owned that doesn't like do a grind or slight rub noise when you shift first to second when the car is cold. The gray one did it. Even the Magnum car right here did it. But yeah, here it is. Here's my baby right here. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. In it for the long haul. Oh, I had to go down and get it too. I was the only one touching that car, and it paid off because I loved the trip. It was a trip to remember. It's a little boring if you watch the video on here, but I made it for me. It just as a memory, and the car stayed completely clean the whole way back, like no rock chips, nothing. So Just awesome. Loved how things worked out, that I was able to get this thing. So long story short, I found a Mistachrome I actually liked. It took a little while. And the cars I find aren't for sale. They're usually owned by people, and they usually don't want to sell them. But I kind of hit this guy at the right time, I guess. And he wanted a certain number, and I listed my DSG for it, and I got it. So I mean, I bought the DSG for 26, and then like 8 months later sold it for 44. Bought the Mistachrome for 42, sold a bunch of the parts I didn't need, came with it, so I really got that Mistachrome for like 38. Great deal. And then I owned it. I didn't own it for that long because I quickly realized that it changes all these colors I really don't like. I was trying to like it because I didn't want to go through this whole switching car process again, but it had to be done. It had to be done. I couldn't take the teals and the greens and all that. So I said, you know, I'm just gonna check out a Sonic Blue in person. I wanna see what they look like. So I went to my buddy's house in Chicopee and I started looking at his car, and the paint was much different than I thought. There's like pearl in it, and it's like switches from a blue to purple all the time. And those are my two favorite colors, so it seemed like the perfect color for me. And at the same time, I was getting sick of the leather seats. Like I said, they're not perforated, so if you don't run with the AC on all the time, you get a little swampy maybe driving around on a humid day. I missed the fuzzy seats. I love these seats. Anyways, next job was to look for a Sonic Blue car, and I didn't get any good deals on this. I still sold the Mistachrome for 55 and bought this one for 50 with a bunch of parts that came with it. So I did make $5 grand on the deal and got, in my opinion, a way better car. This is the cleanest Cobra I've ever owned. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video in itself of the first time going under here, because I haven't even been under this car yet, and I'd like to get under here and just repolish up the exhaust. It's glass polished. I mean, it's just mint. Everything's mint. No rust. Always garaged. It was a showroom floor car. It's a very special car. Not to mention that, I mean, it worked out so perfectly that this thing has like all the mods that I wanted to do to my own. And he didn't go overboard with it, which is awesome. It's got, the biggest mod is this one, I think. You know, the Mach 1 sail panels. It's just awesome. I always wanted to do those on my DSG, but I just, when I saw the parts and the time and the effort it took to do it, I was just like, yeah, I'll keep the ones that are on it. But I just think they should have came with this. Just, it matches the angles. It gives it a more of an aggressive look, in my opinion. Yeah, this is where I'm at now on this one. Yeah, the Mistachrome car I got shipped here. It was during kind of winter, so I didn't want to fly down and drive it back. I was too sketched to do that. And this one was the most special pickup I've ever done. So I mean, I trailered all the way down there to get this car. I wasn't about to let anybody touch it or anything. This was my car, and I was going to be the first one to pick it up, put it on a trailer, do it all myself, so if anything bad happened, I was responsible for it. Yeah. Couldn't be happier now. I'll show you the engine if you haven't seen it. You can check out my old videos though. The engine bay. I mean, got the blower I want. It was between this one and the Gen 4 2.9 Whipple crusher I was gonna get. But this one's nice. This one's basically got a crusher size inlet. Just got the Whipple intake. I just put this pulley on it because I was gonna put it back to pump gas soon. I was actually supposed to go like a month and a half ago, but something happened, and I'll make another video on that. Not trying to make a long video here, but yeah, I'll leave you with these videos of the car. I don't need to get any pictures. Don't need to show you any pictures. I mean, just think about this. This car has got the sail panels I wanted. It's got the rare ambers I wanted. My seats are back. The pod that I sold, I got back, my favorite pod, so I didn't have to recreate it. I do have parts to recreate these, which I was gonna do, but hey. And if I ever ran 3 gauges, I was always gonna do that one on the steering wheel because that's the perfect place to put the third one. So I was just so pumped. And then the True Forge tanks, I mean, that's something I thought I would never have. You can't find these anywhere, and when you can, they're usually like $2 grand, $2,500. And then just everything down to the injectors, the fuel rail, the fuel system, the valve covers being painted and put on already. That was the mod I was going to do, the Mistachrome and the Sonic Blue that I got. I was going to do valve covers and have them put on this year. Done. And the pulley bridge is done the same way. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, like, there's no grime on this engine. It's pretty darn new. There's a little dust on it right now, but you know, I keep trying to keep this thing clean. It's a beautiful car, and the thing makes a ton of power. The only aftermarket thing I guess it doesn't have is a clutch. And I guess it's got the stock clutch still in it. It's got what, 26,000 miles, and it has the stock clutch, and it makes like 800 wheel horse. And I've told so many people, and they're like, that's impossible. It should be slipping. There's no way it can hold that much power. But it does. It does. Because, I mean, this thing doesn't slip at all. It pulls so hard. Because I'm comparing that to the last Cobras that I've owned, and this thing is awesome. So that's gonna do it, guys. I'm trying to make a shorter video. It's got the brake upgrade too, the Cobra R Brembo brakes, and it's still got the Brembo logos on them, and they just look really nice. They look really nice. Stance is perfect on it. Perfect. Pokes out a little bit wider than my car with the CCWs. But I hope you guys enjoyed. God bless. Thanks for watching.